What happens when you take your hands off the wheel and let artificial intelligence drive your financial life? No decisions, no emotions, just a machine telling you where to invest, how much to spend, and when to stop. That's exactly what I did for 30 days. I handed over $10,000 of my own money and told AI, "You're in charge now. Make me rich, if you can." I thought it would be easy. Sit back, relax, and watch the money roll in, right? But the moment the AI started cutting my spending, selling things I wouldn't dare sell, and buying assets I didn't even recognize, I realized I was in for the most stressful, unpredictable financial month of my life. What happened next completely changed the way I look at money forever, setting the stage. Before I began, I made a set of strict rules. I would not make a single decision myself for 30 days. AI tools would control my spending, saving, and investing. I would follow their instructions, no matter how strange they sounded. To do this, I use three main types of AI financial tools. Robo-advisors, like Betterment and Wealthfront. These use algorithms to manage investments. AI budgeting apps, like Clio, YNAB, and Digit. These track spending and set limits automatically. Experimental AI trading systems, like Composer AI. These use machine learning to analyze markets and suggest trades, letting go of control. On the first day the AI took over, it moved $2,500 into a diversified portfolio of low-cost ETFs, exchange-traded funds. It set $500 aside in a high-yield savings account. It told me to keep $7,000 liquid for gradual investments over the next few weeks. And here's the part that shocked me. It gave me a daily spending limit of just $20. That meant no takeout, no unnecessary shopping, and no impulse spending. At first, it felt like being on a strict diet. The AI even messaged me through the Clio app saying, "Do you really need another $7 latte? Think twice." By the end of the first week, I had already spent 40% less than usual. How does AI manage money? AI doesn't work like a human investor. It doesn't watch the news and panic. It doesn't buy something just because it feels right. Instead, it looks at historical data, how markets behaved in similar conditions, patterns and correlations, trends that humans often miss, risk tolerance, how much volatility you can handle, asset allocation, balancing investments across stocks, bonds, and cash. The AI's primary job is to minimize risk while aiming for steady returns. This was my first lesson. AI doesn't try to make you rich overnight. It tries to protect you from yourself. Facing the unexpected. By the second week, the AI made some changes. It sold a small part of my tech-heavy ETF portfolio. It moved that money into government bonds for stability. This was confusing to me. Why would it invest in something so slow? The answer was risk management. The AI was preparing for possible volatility. It also noticed that I was spending less than my daily allowance, so it automatically increased my weekly savings contributions. Learning about emotional spending. This was one of the biggest educational moments for me. Humans are emotional. When the market drops, we panic. When the market rises, we feel greedy. AI has no emotions. It doesn't care about trends on Twitter or rumors on Reddit. During these 2 weeks, I realized that most of my bad financial habits came from emotions, not logic. Day 15. At the halfway point, I looked at my account. Starting cash. $10,000 total value after 15 days. $10,150. Profit, $750. I couldn't believe it. While I was sitting back and doing nothing, the AI had quietly increased my wealth by 7.5%. It wasn't a lottery win, but it was proof that discipline and data can outperform emotional decision-making. Market crash and recovery. On day 18, the stock market dropped. My portfolio lost about 3% overnight. I panicked, but the AI, it calmly bought more shares at a discount. This is called buying the dip, and it's something experienced investors do, but only if they can keep their emotions under control. By day 21, the market had recovered, and my portfolio was back in the green. This was a second big lesson. AI doesn't just make money, it prevents you from making costly mistakes. Experimenting with new investments. That week, the AI did something I didn't expect. It allocated $300 to a peer-to-peer lending platform. This was the riskiest move so far. Peer-to-peer lending offers higher returns, but it comes with a chance of defaults. I realized AI was willing to take calculated risks with small amounts while keeping the core portfolio safe. balance and strategy. During the final week, the AI rebalanced everything. 60% ETFs, S&P 500, tech, healthcare. 20% high-yield savings, 10% bonds, 10% experimental investments like peer-to-peer lending. It even suggested I set up an automated savings plan for after the experiment, something I had never considered before. By the last few days, I wasn't just following orders. I was learning to think like the AI. On day 30, I checked my accounts. Total value, 11,200 profit. 1,200, a 12% gain in 1 month. Not life-changing, but very impressive considering I made 0 decisions myself. What I learned, education the plus insights. Here are the most important lessons I learned during this experiment. AI is disciplined. It doesn't panic, overreact, or make emotional trades. AI focuses on small, consistent gains. It's not about doubling your money overnight. It's about growing steadily. AI can teach you self-control. By following its rules, I saved more than I ever had. AI needs clear rules. Without limits, it might invest in things you don't understand or aren't comfortable with. You still need human judgment. AI doesn't know your personal goals. Only you do. Before you hand your life savings over to an algorithm, here's the reality. AI can't predict the future. It's based on data, not magic. Unexpected events, wars, natural disasters can still cause losses. You need to understand the basics. Blind trust without knowledge is dangerous. Fees matter. Even small AI management fees can add up over years. Can AI make you rich? So, can AI make you rich? Yes and no. AI won't make you a millionaire overnight, but it can make you more disciplined, smarter with your money, and better at avoiding mistakes. For me, the experiment was worth it. I ended with more money than I started, and I learned a lot about how financial AI systems think. The real value wasn't the beating $200 profit. It was the education, how to budget better, how to invest without emotions, and how to think long-term. In the end, I realized something powerful. Most of us don't need more money. We need better decisions. And right now, AI might just be the best decision-making tool we have. Would I let AI control my money again? Absolutely. Would I give it total control forever? Probably not. AI is a tool, not a replacement for human judgment. If you enjoyed this experiment, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more real-life tests like this one. And let me know in the comments, would you trust AI with your money?